Hi, everyone, and welcome to another edition of Yachtcrew Travel right here on Yachting International Radio. My name is Ria. I am your host, and Yachtcrew Travel is brought to you by Blue Marine Travel. They haven't lost a passenger since Lee was born, and we're not going to tell you when that was.
A long time ago.
A long time ago. How are you, Lee? How was your season?
It was very good, thank you. Yeah, I had a lovely time. Personally wise, work-wise, it's been slightly challenging, I've got to say, but yeah, no, it's good. How about yourself?
Great. I mean, for me, I actually just disengaged from all social media for 2 days. And I tell you, that was the biggest break I could possibly take.
It's a great detox, isn't it?
Oh, you don't realize how much social media affects you until you actually take a break. I mean, I've been on social media nonstop every single day since the company started. And it was nice to take those 2 days and just recoup. And the positivity that becomes your mindset after you do that is amazing.
Yeah. Well, clearly well deserved as well. So, yeah, make it your New Year's resolution, try and build it in. Take a couple of days off here and there, detox, and then ready to go again.
Yeah, well, I'm one of those workaholics. That's not going to happen. I kind of forced myself this time around. But so, you know what? I mean, we were seeing a sort of a rosier picture of the travel industry a few weeks back. And then just recently, it started to get dark again. What's going on with the UK? We've got, numbers coming out of the UK that's absolutely astronomical. Last time we spoke, there were country after country that was blocking any flights from the UK. Where is it now?
Yeah, I mean, it's been quite the week, hasn't it, with regards to travel regulations, especially for the UK crew. Anybody who thought Christmas might bring some festive cheer with regards to travel, blown completely out of the water at the beginning of last week, just as this interview hit, really, wasn't it, that we started to talk about it, and it just snowballed straight after that. But over 40 countries put either banned or tightened restrictions in place for British crew departing from the UK. Thankfully, a few of these countries have relented and are now allowing UK crew to enter or transit, but I do stress it is still only a few as of this time. The most notable hubs which British crew departing UK can now travel via are France and the Netherlands. This is especially helpful, obviously, with regards to travel for the Caribbean season, bearing in mind that Paris and Amsterdam are two of the main hubs to get through to the Caribbean, so that's actually a big plus sign. With regards to France and Netherlands, though allowing travel out of the UK, it's important to know that a PCR test is now required no more than 72 hours prior to departure. Without this, obviously, guys are going to be denied boarding. They won't be allowed on the flights, so it's imperative that people have this. Also worth noting that from midnight December the 31st, coinciding with Brexit no less, which is looming large on the horizon, Belgium will also allow travellers from the UK to enter and transit, but again, this is subject to a negative COVID test. Just quickly to touch on countries that still have bans in place for the UK crew, most notable are Germany, Spain, Canada and Singapore. I know also we have quite a few Filipinos watching and on the yachts. So also just to touch base, the Philippines has also banned flights from the UK, and anyone who has either been in or transited Britain within the 14 days prior to their travel date. So it's not just British crew, it's anybody who's been in the country or transited it within 14 days.
It's going to make this coming year very, very difficult, at least the first month anyway.
It is. I think, we're going to be looking the next 3 months, I'd say. We're going to see quite a few chop and changes with whether countries tighten restrictions or ban completely. It looks like the way it's going to go, especially now we're seeing this, this more transmissible variant of COVID looming large in other countries as well now. So, it's going to be an interesting time. It's going to be a difficult time. Let's not be under any illusions. It's going to be tough. But we've got to get through it. We've got through it once. I'm sure we can do it again. But it'll take us a little bit of time, but we'll get there. So.
Well, and this PCR testing, this is pretty much straight across the board in Europe. It's not just one country or the other. It is becoming implemented. And do you think that's going to sort of carry on around the world?
I think so. Especially, I mean, like I said, seeing this new variant of COVID, it's going to be the normal. Here at Blue Marine Travel, we are telling people, look, you need to get a COVID test. 72 hours or no more than that on the flights. Without it, regulations are changing so quickly at the moment, restrictions, etc., being put in place. So you don't want to get caught out. You know, you're seeing all these things changing. So 72 hours, get that COVID test in place. Even if at that time the airline doesn't need it or the country you're flying to, at least you've got it in hand. Because if you haven't, you could get caught out right at the last minute.
Now, some airlines are offering this service when you check in.
Some airlines are, yeah. There's one or two that we talked about who are offering the COVID-free flights. A lot of them are on the transatlantic routes to the USA, back from the USA into Italy. I know Amsterdam had them as well. The UK have also got them. But yeah, I mean, like I said, we would stress to everybody, regardless of where you're traveling from or to, get your PCR test in, and then, you know, there's not going to be any hidden surprises when you get to the airport if they've changed their policies in the last day or two.
Now, what's going on? South Africa has reared its head again.
Unfortunately, so bad news there as well, isn't it? It's going to be a bad news Monday, I'm afraid. There's just no way of getting around it. Yeah, unfortunately, they've also got the new variant of COVID in there, and obviously countries, as they did with the UK, are battening down the hatches and are suspending air travel. Most notable for South African crew are Germany, Turkey, Switzerland, and the UK, banning direct flights into the country. It's not all doom and gloom. There are still options for crew to get into and out of the country, most notably through the Netherlands. They had ceased flights, but just to let everybody know, they've gone back on it. They are now allowing flights to operate to and from the Netherlands. But again, that 72-hour departure COVID test is needed. Qatar Airlines are still operating as well. So you've still got two airlines that are operating in and out of the country. So there are options for South African crew, but they are limited.
Well, and we had a crew question this week as well.
We did.
That one's not a good one either.
It's just all doom and gloom. You know, roll on 2021. We got 5 days left. Let's just get it over and done with. But yes, we did have a crew question, and it was actually in regards to Montenegro Airlines. It's not one that we book a massive amount of, I've got to say, but we do obviously have Eastern European crew on the yachts, so it's important as well. They want to know if there'd been an update, as they'd heard rumours it was going to be shut down. It turns out the rumours are true. The airline is going to be shut down, which basically means all flights are going to be grounded imminently. Obviously, this is going to be a massive blow for the Eastern European crew looking to travel during what is already a difficult time. What we would say is any crew who has flights booked with Montenegro Airlines, we suggest keeping in regular contact either with the airline or your travel provider for updates on what will be happening with regards to your flights. Just as a glimmer of hope for crew, there has been an announcement from the Montenegrin government that a new national carrier should be in place in time for the summer season of 2021. So we're looking around about probably April, May time.
What is the likelihood, though, that, you know, I mean, people that have booked flights and paid for these flights, the likelihood that they'll get their money back is pretty much zilch.
You know, it's going to be tough to get your money back. You know, I mean, it depends on who they've booked them through. If their agency is accredited with IATA or Raptor or whoever who should guarantee money comes back. Also, obviously, if they've booked on a credit card, then there's a clause there that will get their money back. But even the ones who do get their money back, they could be waiting a long time for it.
Well, Lee, I would say it's a pleasure, but I'm really not sure it is.
I mean, you know, when you're looking for words to describe me, Ria, I mean, this week you really should have called me the Grim Reaper.
You know what? I'm going to use that, actually. The Grim Reaper Lee, coming to you just prior to New Year. Thank you ever so much.
It's utterly depressing, isn't it?
It is, but you know what? I mean, at the end of the day, the fact is we are looking to 2021, and there are vaccines coming across the face of the planet. You know, a lot of people are very, very hopeful for the coming year. And I mean, knocking on wood, can you hear that? It can't very well get any worse than it was in 2020. No,
it certainly can't. I would, if I was a betting man, I'd probably say the first sort of 3-4 months going to be tricky. You know, we're going to carry on a little bit as we are. And then hopefully with the vaccine being rolled out, more people getting in place, come Easter time, you know, fingers crossed, hopefully we can sort of press forward. You know, it's not going to be normal for quite a while, is it? But at least there may be the restrictions starting to be lifted. You know, and we can get back to traveling freely, and not just for the yacht crews and that, but for everybody, even just wanting holidays, because, you know, a lot of people have missed them.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I see that in social media quite a bit. People are talking about the fact that they haven't gotten their holidays. I don't know. I think sometimes it's a little bit overblown, but it is what it is.
Perspective, I think, is the word. Perspective is
Yeah, for
needed.
sure. You're alive. At least, at least you're alive. Don't complain about not having holidays. Anyways, Lee, it has been a pleasure, even though it has been Grim Reaper Lee this week. And we do wish you the happiest of New Year's and wish you that 2021 brings all that you desire and hope and dream for.
And to you too, Rhea, and for everybody listening as well. There's definitely going to be an upturn, I'm sure of it.
Wonderful. Once again, this has been Lee Harris from Blue Marine Travel out of New Zealand. We thank you ever so much for your time throughout this holiday season. You've been watching another edition of Travel Vlogs right here on Yachting International Radio. My name is Rhea. I have been your host. Please tune in again next week.